On the battlefield of ancient times, the Romans were more than mere warriors. They were thinkers, strategists, architects of an empire. They built roads that still weave through history and shaped laws that guide us even today. Yet on the battlefield, they became something entirely different. Their tactics were ruthless and unexpected, crushing not just enemies, but their very spirits. This was an army forged in discipline and fear, an unstoppable machine that fought not just harder, but smarter. When the enemy saw them come, today we uncover the secrets behind the Roman army's most astounding battle tactics, the ones that left the ancient world in shock. First, we have the testudo, the living tank. Picture this rows of soldiers advancing slowly, their shields locked together so tightly that not even an arrow could slip through. Shields in the front, on top, and on the sides. From a distance, it resembled a massive tortoise, impenetrable and relentless. Archers rained arrows down, but nothing penetrated. Spears bounced off, rocks became useless, and even fire couldn't reach the men beneath. The enemy watched in horror as this wall of shields crept closer, seemingly unstoppable. Roman commanders employed the testudo during sieges, crossing open ground under heavy fire, marching directly to the enemy's walls. It was not just a defense, it was a declaration of domination. Yet there was a catch. The testudo was slow, very slow. If enemies got too close or attacked from the sides, the formation could break. But for most who had never seen it, it sent a clear message. We are coming, and you cannot. Next, we encounter the triple line, or Achai's triplex, the endless wall. This tactic was one of the most brilliant and shocking the ancient world had ever seen. Thousands of Roman soldiers lined up like pieces on a giant chessboard, 3 lines deep, designed to wear the enemy down with relentless pressure. The 3 layers unfolded in fury. First came the Haestati, young, strong, and ready to charge. Next were the Principes, older and more experienced. Finally, the Triara. True power of the triple line lay in its relentless rhythm. The battle did not start with a full charge. Light soldiers, the Velites, skirmished, slipping back through gaps. Then the Haestati charged. If they couldn't break the enemy, they retreated through gaps. Only when the battle's tide turned would the veterans step in and clean up the others' mess. The soldiers swapped in and out like clockwork, keeping the enemy on edge, never allowing them a moment's rest. Now we turn to the wedge, known as the spearhead of men. This formation took the shape of a triangle, narrow at the front, wide at the back, a weapon crafted from men. Shields and swords formed an unstoppable force, used to break through solid enemy lines. The strongest soldiers led the front, striking first and hard. Behind them, more soldiers pressed forward, row after row, pushing the front like a wooden wedge. The Roman wedge proved devastating, notably at the Battle of Pydna in 168 BC, tearing apart the feared Macedonian phalanx. Outnumbered at the Battle of Watling Street, the Romans used wedges to break through Boudicca's rebel army. Perhaps the wedge's most powerful feature was the shock and awe it inspired. Most armies fought in flat, straight lines, relying on numbers. The wedge ignored this, leveraging precision and pressure to split the enemy front in half, chaos erupting as Romans poured in from all sides. Next comes one of Rome's most ingenious tactics, the corvus. Inexperienced at sea compared to their rival Carthage, Rome needed a revolutionary idea. Their answer: turn sea battles into land battles. The corvus, meaning crow in Latin, was a heavy wooden boarding bridge about 11 meters long, topped with a sharp iron spike. As enemy ships approached, the Romans dropped the bridge, locking the ships together. Roman soldiers trained for land combat charged. Carthaginian sailors, masters of maritime maneuvering, were stunned. Their mobility became useless. The corvus paved the way for Rome's first major naval victory at the Battle of Mylae in 260 BC, capturing 30 Carthaginian ships. Despite Carthage's superior speed, the corvus proved effective again at the Battle of Ecnomus. Yet this heavy bridge had its drawbacks. It couldn't be used in rough seas. Nevertheless, for a time, it granted Rome. Next is the feigned retreat, the ultimate psychological trap. This classic tactic, perfected by the Romans and their foes, creates the illusion of loss. Soldiers turn and run, the enemy cheers and gives chase, only to fall into a well-laid trap. At the right moment, the retreating soldiers turn and strike back. This maneuver requires immense discipline. The Romans first fell victim to this tactic in 262 BC near Agrigentum, Sicily, when the Carthaginian general Hanno lured Roman cavalry into a waiting ambush. This tactic shocked opposing armies, playing tricks on their minds. It allowed the enemy to believe they were winning just before the tide turned. Shifting from offense to siege, we find an extraordinary tactic employed by Julius Caesar at Alesia in 52 BC. The Gallic leader Vercingetorix took refuge in a fortified hilltop town. Instead of a direct attack, Caesar chose patience and engineering, setting a trap that stunned the ancient world. He constructed 2 rings of fortifications. The outer ring, circumvallation, surrounded Alesia with a line of defenses stretching 16 kilometers, filled with ditches. The inner ring, known as contravallation, faced the enemy outside. This dual fortification strategy was designed to prevent the Gauls from breaking out while protecting the Romans from reinforcements. Caesar literally trapped his enemy, creating a deadly environment. The Gauls tried to break free, while outside forces attempted to break in. Both failed, as Caesar's brilliant siege dismantled the last vestiges of resistance. Have you ever seen a war elephant? Massive and terrifying, they could wreak havoc on the battlefield. Initially, Roman soldiers faltered against them during the Pyrrhic and Punic Wars. However, Rome adapted, turning fear into strategy. Rather than confronting the beasts head-on, they targeted their legs and eyes, exploiting their weaknesses. Spear thrusts, arrows, and side attacks. Romans also created narrow passages to allow charging elephants to pass through without causing mass destruction. Once through, the elephants became confused and exposed, ripe for attack. One of the most unusual tactics involved releasing fire pigs, actual pigs covered in flammable pitch. When set ablaze and released, their squeals and the sight of flames drove the elephants into a frenzy, often trampling. The Romans did not stop there. They dug trenches and placed sharp spikes in the ground to block or injure elephants before they could wreak havoc. These strategies proved effective, particularly at the Battle of Beneventum in 275 BC and the decisive Battle of Zama in 202 BC, where Hannibal's elephants caused chaos within their own ranks. The Roman army maintained absolute control over its ranks through a terrifying tactic known as decimation. This brutal measure entailed killing 1 out of every 10 soldiers in a unit, chosen by lot. It did not matter how bravely a soldier fought. If he was unlucky, he faced death. This punishment was reserved for extreme cases like mutiny or desertion, serving as a stark reminder of the most brutal aspect. The unlucky soldier was clubbed or stabbed to death by his 9 closest comrades, a harrowing act meant to instill fear. Following this, survivors faced further punishments, reduced rations, sleeping outside the camp. Though rarely utilized, this tactic sent ripples of dread through the ranks, making soldiers fear failure more than the enemy. General Crassus famously executed hundreds of his own men. The Roman army did not just master warfare through strength, they wielded strategy and terrifying creativity. Their tactics were about more than victory. They projected an image of an unstoppable force, a military machine that instilled fear in enemies, discouraging any thought. In the annals of history, these stories of Roman tactical brilliance remain awe-inspiring. Each tale is a testament to their genius in warfare, crafting a legacy that echoes through time. What's your favorite Roman tactical story? Or perhaps there's a history topic you'd like to explore further. Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation